Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Christian. Thank you so much for stopping by. In today's video, I'm going to do a braid out, and I'm going to be using Aunt Jackie's First Patrol Anti-Poof Setting Mousse. And I used this in my last video when I did a flexi ride set, also on blow-dried stretched hair like I am today. It ended up lasting till about day 9, and then I decided to put it up in like a loose puff. Definitely probably could have worn it out longer than that because the front looks really good. It was the back that was starting to get like really frizzy and lose the definition. So I just wasn't ready to wash my hair yet. So that is really the only reason why I ended up putting it in a puff. But I think if I did like slightly smaller sections in the back, or if you go and watch the video, you'll see I used the green flexi rides in the back and the pink ones in the front. I think if I would have mixed it all in, the definition would have lasted a little bit longer. But I'll definitely be keeping that in arsenal and doing that style again. Please check out that video. So also you can see I use the same products to like wash and style my hair as I am going to do in today's video. So go watch that and get all that info. I'll link it in the iCards. So let's go ahead and just get started. So I've got 2 sections in the front, a section here in the back, and then this bottom section here. And of course I'm going to put this in smaller sections. Not quite sure exactly how big I want my sections yet. I don't want anything too big. It is like in the evening. It is almost 8:30. So I think this is like a good size. I am going to use perm rods at the end. Not sure if I want to do the purple or the white. This is the size difference. Yeah, one of those two. I'm gonna braid it up first and see what size I like. So I'm doing this on stretched hair for a couple of reasons. I want some more length in the hair, and then also I don't want it to take as long to dry. I am gonna sit under the dryer for a little bit, maybe like 20 or 30 minutes, just to allow it to really kind of set, and then just finish drying overnight. Trying not to get all the way to my roots because I want it to have a little bit of volume. It's gonna separate into 3 sections. And I'm just going to braid, and I am going to braid fairly tightly because I want to get maximum definition, making sure to not borrow any hair as I'm braiding down. And if I need to, I will add more product as I feel. And comb it in, want to make sure everything stays nice and detangled. And I'm gonna braid it not all the way down to the end because I'm gonna put that perm rod in. Let's see, I think that's good. So I'm gonna leave, I don't know, it's like maybe 2.5 inches out. Comb that. I think I'm gonna take the white rod, and I'm just going to make sure that the ends are nice and tucked, so they are nice and smooth. And then I'm just going to kind of rotate up the rod and secure in place. And there we go. So I'm going to go with my next section. Always combing it out, making sure everything is nice and detangled. Again, not going exactly all the way to the roots, but making sure to smooth it through the entire section. And then combing it out. Getting my 3 parts here. And that's not even at all. Looking in my mirror instead of using the camera. And again, braid it nice and tight. Tuck the ends along the rod, nice and tight, and then rotate up and secure. I think for this back section here in the middle, I think I'm gonna part it across and then braid 2 like that. I'm trying to avoid like that super harsh part that I always end up making in the back of my head. Get to the front of my head, last braid, last section. Again, just putting that setting moves all throughout, getting on those ends, going through with my kind of fine tooth comb, making sure it's nice and detangled. And just gonna make my 3 sections and braid it up nice and tight. Want those roots to lay flat, because although I want volume, I don't want too much volume on day 1, so that's why I said I'm not taking the mousse all the way to the scalp, and braiding just nice and tight to keep everything flat. Braiding down to about 2.5 inches left. Gonna add a bit more of the product. One last detangle. Put that rod, wrap that hair around here, wrap around the ends to make sure they're nice and tucked and smooth, and then do like a rotating motion up the braid and snap it in place. And I end up doing these 2 front braids kind of braided forward because I don't want to bang, but I also don't want all the hair off to the side. I kind of want it covering and kind of sweeping my forehead just a little bit. But I'll show you what the whole pattern looks like. You know, on this bottom section, I did 2 on the side and then 2 in the middle, 1 on top of each other. And I did the same thing for this middle section here. And then for the 2 sides, I did a section here at the bottom, this one here in the front, and then 2 here. So basically 4 in each section, so 4 times 4 is 16. So that is how many braids I have. And everything's looking good. Like I said, I'm just going to go sit under the dryer for like 20-ish minutes. Just want to go ahead and make sure it's, you know, really just setting that mousse. And then I'm just gonna go to bed. The next morning, let's take these braids down and see what we got. Hopefully it comes out really, really cute. I am 100% confident that it is 100% dry. The curls came out really pretty at the ends, and I just took some oil and ran that all over my braids. And now I am just going to pin these up out of the way and start in the back. And I am gonna start with the back middle one. And I'm just kind of using my nails to kind of go into like where the braid stopped and pulling my sections apart that way, kind of twisting the curled part because I don't want to disrupt it too much. And then hopefully it will just pull apart, kind of, sort of. Just going through each section in the same way that I did with the flexi rod set, or that I would do with any type of twist out that I do. I'm just running my finger down the section, or my thumb down the section, and kind of feeling where it wants to separate naturally, and going from there. That way I'm not creating unnecessary frizz. Again, getting where that braid stopped and that curl started, and just seeing if I can hopefully just pull it apart. It's not really giving me that tenderoni, but it's all right. Maybe I'll get it in the front. All right, last braid. So again, just trying to find the base of that braid where it ended and where that curl starts, and start separating those pieces and unraveling. Trying to be nice and gentle, not create any unnecessary frizz. But y'all, look at how cute this is so far. It's got lots of movement, it's fluffy, and I haven't even picked it any yet. Just separated all of the braids. And, ooh. All right, so just taking those sections, running my thumb, and trying to pull it apart where it naturally wants to kind of separate. And of course I'm going to take my pick and just create that shape that we want. The back. Hopefully I don't have any crazy parts in the back, since I tried not to part it straight down the middle. Yep, super pretty. Woo. And then, of course, going in with my Chi Helmet Head Extra Firm Hairspray, hold level 5, and I'm just going to shake. Hopefully that gives me all the hold I need. Now, I do not anticipate this lasting like the 9 or so plus days that the flexi rod lasted, but I'm hoping I can get at least a good 5 days out of this. You know, sometimes you can use the same products, but when it's a different style, you don't always get the same longevity. So, but isn't that cute, y'all? I like this. I like this a lot. I'm liking how I'm getting like a little slight bang action, nothing too serious. Just kind of covering up that forehead just a little bit. If I wanted to, I could bring it in the middle and have like a true bang, but I'm not. I'm gonna just let it get bigger and bigger as the days go.